Wynton, what are you nerding out about?
Recently, it's been a lot of Star Wars. Been getting back into a Star Wars kick.
Okay.
I said earlier,
Which Star Wars specifically?
Star Wars in general. I've been getting back into some prequel era stuff. I've been going back through and rewatching Rebels the last few weeks. I've been really enjoying that. I understand it is a kid show. It does have here's like short. We don't go deep into these like darker themes, but they still hint at it. But it's almost every episode they hint at it, and you're constantly seeing these characters progress and constantly seeing them like learn as they go along, which is really refreshing from some of these other early Clone Wars series, where it was like that was just kid show. Here's filler episode. Here's filler episode. And seeing as well like a different story of the Jedi teachings than what we see mostly from the progression of Yoda, Obi-Wan, Anakin, Luke, all that, like a different teaching style, different learning process, which is always interesting to me. As well, I've been also getting a lot of prequel era TikTok stuff. A lot of people posting about their favorite droids, or if what their headcanons are for clones and stuff like that in the wars. I've also been getting into playing the Lego Star Wars games as well. I've just been on a binge of that last few days, which has been really fun, getting back and getting parcels and pieces of the original story in a new light and exploring more. So that's what I've been nerding out about.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest untapped resources, in my opinion, when it comes to Star Wars, is they really haven't had a character who is Force sensitive but doesn't adhere to either the Sith or the Jedi philosophy. Like they've had a few, but they haven't done.
And that gray Jedi.
Yeah. I love a gray Jedi. All the way back from KOTOR to like gray Jedi.
With what was his name? Jolie? Was that?
Yeah, Jolie was his name.
Yeah, and it's a shame that they've got, because there's got to be plenty of Force sensitive people that won't adhere to either, especially considering the Jedi Order by and large rejects anyone above a certain age.
Yeah,
there's going to be plenty of individuals who never get picked up by the Jedi Order and aren't evil, and so and to be honest, from a philosophy standpoint, there are issues with the Jedi Order, and there's plenty of issues with the Sith Order.
Yes,
but there are issues with those philosophies.
I'm hoping that, like, in whatever next sense we get of like the Jedi Order in the future or something, like it's gone through a rehash, it's changed, because that's what I like to see throughout the eras, just like the change in the teachings. I hope they pull more from Legends instead of like, here's this brand new thing. Like you guys already have all these scripts, like this whole storyboard all planned out. You can modify this. You can.
I don't see them ever going into like the Yuuzhan Vong, but there's plenty of other stories that they could.
I mean, we got Thrawn. Which he plays into the Yuuzhan Vong era, so maybe we don't know exactly what that's going to lead into with the upcoming Ahsoka series, or are they like the Ghost Crew? Because I know they're getting a series too, like the Rebels crew. That's getting a live action series, and that's dealing with Thrawn some more. And I know he's, from my memory of the story, he deals with the Yuuzhan Vong, like that whole section of the Legends books. So hopefully we'll see, but don't know.
Yeah.
With the travel to the other galaxy too in Ahsoka, that's
true. They could definitely tie that into bringing in the Yuuzhan Vong. I hadn't even considered that as a possibility for for that. For those who don't know about the Yuzhan Vong, because
aren't deep into the Star Wars lore,
but they are a people from outside of the universe,
the galaxy.
The galaxy, and the Force they are devoid of the Force. So Jedi can't sense them, and
can't do anything with can't do any powers to them.
And all of their ships are
organic,
they're creatures that they use as spaceships
or weapons.
That's true, or weapons, because they use or they have gravity manipulating abilities. Their ships, and that's how they traverse space. But in the books, they use them as weapons to, say, pull a moon
onto a planet and kill a beloved character.
Yep. So
the best way that character is gone, and I'm sad they did not put that into the series. I wish they gave him that way out.
Yeah. Yep.
It's the most fitting out for him.
Well, and that particular book was because what they did with the Legends is they said, here's the key points that we want to hit with this story, and they would give
an author
to
and
authors. Yeah, so they had the story mapped out, but they would contract with authors to write the separate books. So that particular one,
that was R.A. Salvatore.
That was R.A.
right?
Salvatore, yeah. And so one of my favorite book series is the Dritz de Werden.
Yes.
Book. And so I was like, oh, hey, it's R.A. Salvatore, nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said that character dying was one of the things that they said that they told him had to happen. Mm-hmm. It wasn't something that he chose. It was something that
he was told had to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
it's like, well, at least he gave him a fitting way out.
Yep. So, but yeah. There's a ton.
There's a whole lot that they could be using for to extend their lore and their canon that they're just not like.
Mm-hmm.
There's everything that they could be pulling from pre-stuff that they've mentioned, they've mentioned things from KOTOR era stuff, like the Rakatan, like the aliens that ruled the galaxy for millennia and then just disappeared. They mentioned them once or twice, but we don't see anything else from those eras.
So my personal opinion with the Star Wars stuff that has come out since Disney purchased it, the stuff that is best received is stuff that has no parallels. Because they're not botching.
They're not tied into the Skywalker line. Like that, I have not watched Andor season 2, but I love the first season just because it's this is different. This is not what we've been getting and the same characters we've been having constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
a whole new story.
And they also didn't have the preconceived notions from the fans, so the fans could come into it without saying this is how it in their mind this is how it has to be. Good. And so a lot of the stuff that's been best received is because they've had that creative
freedom to come up with new stuff.
Instead of trying to shoehorn in random things
along the way. New lore of I have not seen the Acolyte. I have not given it a full chance. I've heard a lot of people bemoaning it, but
so what I also haven't watched it, but what I've been told is that there are some great characters in it. That's just not the main characters. I've heard there's some great secondary characters, but the main characters are from what I've heard are bland and boring. But again, that's also hearsay. I have not watched it personally, but I watched Andor season 2. I loved that. I need to go back and I haven't actually finished Clone Wars and I haven't watched Rebels, and I should get back to those.
Clone Wars is a little, I will say, it's hard to say, but there's a bit of a slog with Clone Wars. You have to get through those first 4 or 5 seasons.
I wonder if anyone's made a supercut.
I'm sure they have, But
or even just hey, you can skip all of these because they're basically filler.
Yeah, there's
Like,
a couple that when I was watching through it, not like last year, I was rewatching through the Clone Wars, and it's just like, okay, so we're getting this story at this point with these clones, and then the next season we're getting the prequel story to them from them like a few months prior, and then later on, later that season, you see those same characters that you saw a minute ago be like fresh, new to the army. Now you're seeing like, oh, now they're commandos. Now they're like the really like high tech, sent into dangerous missions kind of soldiers, and you're just like, okay, who's who now?
Okay. Oh boy.
Okay.
There we go. Made us do a little shuffle and dance.
Yeah. Let's see. John pipes in. The Mandalorian started off decent, but descended into sadness. I think part of that is because by the end, it wasn't about Din anymore.
Yeah.
Not really.
I think the turn off point for me a little bit was like when it turned into the Book of Boba Fett, and it was just like, this isn't its own series. This is Mandalorian 2.5.
Well, I mean, the best parts of the Book of Boba Fett were the Mandalorian episodes.
Yeah, I'm just like, I would have loved more. Just like, here's just Boba Fett rebuilding his empire.
But see, that's another one where Boba in the Legends is very, very, very different from what we got in Book of Boba. Yeah. And so people, to be honest, they could have taken the Mandalorian and made him the Mandalorian
just made him
what Boba Fett should have been.
Yeah.
But they I mean, to be honest, they wanted someone younger, and so they didn't want to be strapped in with the the actor is getting on in age. Fantastic actor, but he is getting on in age. Although then again, the Mandalorian doesn't do anything that's like super
physical.
And even if it is, he's got a mask on. You can have a stuntman super easily
throw a stuntman in.
Yes.
But yeah, no, Hollywood in general needs to slow down and get a script that is ready before they start shooting, because they have a very big problem where they're
too busy trying to don't want the hype to come down versus waiting on a good script, and then they're like, hey, everybody is all about Grogu, everything, let's make this money, let's get this out.
And then with like the sequel era, it kind of felt like it turned, for the best way I've seen it described was turned into a chicken-sized competition between the two directors of just who can write a better Star Wars story. And it's just like, why? Like, get together, work together, share notes.
Yes.
Work along a certain guideline of like, here's what we're going to try and do. Here's a story we're going to try and tell, instead of just, okay, this guy gets it first time. And honestly, I liked The Last Jedi. I felt like that was better. I know it gets a lot of hate, but I liked some of the things that came out of it. That like, Rey is nobody important, nobody in particular. I love that. I love when there's no special ties for why a character is special. Just make them special.
Wait, that would have worked better if it was the point the whole time.
Because initially it started off that John Bodega's character was going to be that.
Yeah, that he was going to be a
thing.
They were pushing for like the first two movies that they were kind of pushing for him to be like, oh, he's going to be a new Jedi along with Rey. It'd be like cool, and then they just scrapped all of that because
he just ended up being a side character.
Like, and then
what's happening?
And then the whole casino part.
That
for the story
did nothing. That child that we saw using the Force at the end of that movie, nowhere to be seen. No mention of that. I feel horrible. I forgot her name. The character that he went with for that casino chase. She had no lines in The Rise of Skywalker. She had like one line, maybe one scene on camera, but she was just not there. And it's just like, That's just given into the haters. That's given into the people that are way too loud with their opinions.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they're suffering from not having a full idea of where they want to go before they start shooting it.
Yes.
They don't have a story ready. They have some good ideas that they clump together as they go along.
Yeah.
So,
and unfortunately, we as consumers, we don't help this aspect either, because I see so often that they're demanding for the next season, the next one, and it's like, no, give them time to flush it out, but you want it turned around in the next 6 months, so they're agreeing to it.
That's how we end up with another Cyberpunk. That's how we end up with all these games that are released and flop immediately because it's so horrible.
Yeah. Because nobody has patience for waiting for them. Because I hate to be like that person, but it's like, back in my day,
the only company that
we had to wait to come to Suncoast on VHS or on DVD to see the next episodes of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I had to wait for my public school. For the library bus to come around and have them hopefully see if they have the next season of Digimon for me to rent.
We had to wait, and even because most of the anime we had to wait for it to be dubbed, so it was a whole year behind. So we learned that patience, but nowadays because of streaming and this instant access, it's just like nobody wants to wait, and like even for the third movie for the Into the Spider-Verse, they're saying 2027. People are great, they're moaning. I'm like, but they did the same thing for the second. You had to wait 2 years before we got the second one, but it was
good. It was really
so
good.
I will wait another 2 years to make sure the third one is good.
Let's see. John's gonna pop in his opinion here. In the days prior to the internet, where we didn't have this cacophony of feedback, the movie writers were allowed to actually just write.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's true. And then random kid popped in.
We had to wait for the letters to come in, the letters and postcards to come in. Yeah. And some intern had to filter all of those.
You guys had to wait for the Blockbuster for somebody to turn in their movie. I'm too young for that, luckily.
When's the last time someone's talked about writing a letter writing campaign to get their season renewed and stuff like that? But Random Kid says that's why the first seasons or movies are the best.
Yes.
Again, because once you have the first one out, then you're rushed to continue the story.
That's when the filler episodes start popping in with animes, especially.
Yes, because they don't want to wait for the manga to catch up,
and the animators are just like, okay, we're just going to do this weird side story and just gonna drift off.
It doesn't make any sense.
That's why there's two different Full Metal Alchemists. Because they caught up to the manga and they're like, all right, well, we'll just make up our own story from here. And while I like the first one that they put out, it does go in a very weird direction.
Especially the movie that came out afterwards. That one was weird.
And then when Brotherhood came out, you're like, now we understand.
Yeah, now it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, every movie, if it lives long enough, ends up bringing in the Nazis, right? Isn't that how it works?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man!
You either die young enough to have killed off the Nazis in your show, or live long enough to bring in the Nazis into your show.
I actually had a conversation at Atlanta Comic Convention about what is going to be the next thing, because at this point, the World War II was 80 years ago. So what's and I hope there isn't another event like that.
We hope,
but
we're hoping. We're praying.
But we're far enough removed now that, and some shows have brought in like the war in Afghanistan and other wars in the Middle East, but it doesn't have the same, at least in my point of view, it doesn't have the same impact because you can argue different sides of more recent wars,
Mhm.
To varying degrees, but it's pretty much universally accepted Nazi bad.
Yes.
So
Well, it should
yeah.
be.
Yeah,
yes.
that too. Because some
So-
people they argue otherwise.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're like, okay,
Yeah. No, I don't want to associate with you. Please leave.
yes.